that we're at tonight. For this song, I tuned down the guitar to a half step, and I'm not really used to it. Sounds pretty. Sounds very like. Sounds a lot like classic rock, alternative rock songs. Like it sounds a lot like Led Zeppelin. Yeah, it sounds like Led Zeppelin. It sounds like Smashing Pumpkins, Collective Soul, bands like that. Greta Van Fleet. It has this like spirited sound to it, doesn't it? Yeah, it really does. So the half step tuning. Wow, what a thing! Strawberry moon forever. Yeah, let's have a little bit of our juice or Jolly Juice. Let's get a little Timberlake tonight. Woo! Go in Timberlake style, except for the whole get in your car thing. Yeah. The only person I'm in danger tonight is myself going to the Quickie Mart. And so if I have too many to drink, the worst thing that happens is that I fall in the ditch and wake up with. Have you ever woken up from a party in the bayou in the Gulf Coast, and it's like if you're face down outside, the mosquitoes get you, or the ants or something. You wake up like you don't want to do that. Yeah. Sometimes the party's really good though. I mean, usually I don't get fucked up at parties, but the Millennium Party, I had to. I had to Iron Man 3 that shit. I really did. It was kind of like you had to party. If you were a millennial and you turned, it was 1990, you had to party like it was 1999, like Prince. And so it was kind of mandatory. You really couldn't say, I'm staying at home. Yeah, it's New Year's. So what? It's a new millennium. It's the next 1,000 years of the human race. I got better stuff to do. I need to go to college. I need to study, I need to read the Bible or something. No, I need to wash my clothes. No, you couldn't avoid it. It's the party of the 2,000 years of the human race. Or, it's the Millennium Party. Like, this is the most epic party. You can't miss it. It's like the year 3000 party. Like, who's going to miss that in 29.99? You just can't miss it. People just, whether you're on Mars in 29.99 or another solar system or something, your great grandchildren, your children's children, or whatever. Now, what are the people that didn't party, that didn't drink liquor, didn't drop acid, didn't smoke weed? What did they do on the Millennial Party? The square, the Bible thumpers and the teetotalers and all this stuff. What did they do? The square men and women, just kind of like, well, we can't do fun stuff. That's just too fun. It's sinful. It says in the Bible. I bet you they went out, but they just didn't do anything. Okay, so they went out to the New Year's party or the New Year's club, and then they just frowned at people drinking all night, or frowned at people smoking weed or whatever, frowned at people taking acid, and just, kind of just, oh yeah, New Year's Eve. the millennium, yay! And I bet they just, had a good time. And it was a clean and sober time. And they didn't wake up the next day with a headache, and they told their friends, "Oh, what'd you do?" "Oh man, it was hard getting a hold of my friends. Man, they were like, I guess a lot of people were drinking and carrying on like sinful people do." And then they were like those sinners do. Some even said they were doing these things called drugs. I was like horrified. And then, I was wondering why my friends didn't email me or call me until like 3 p.m. the next day. It was kind of weird. It was kind of bizarre. I showed up to work, but everybody else called in. It was very strange on New Year's Day. Yeah. So I guess they had a good time or something. Not exactly a story they can tell their grandchildren's children's children. But what did you do, Grandpa, at the dawn of the new millennium? Well, I went to a club for the New Year's and watched the ball drop and on TV and the Dick Van Clark, whatever. That shit. And I went 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, and we watched the ball drop in Times Square. And I avoided people with there was these people gyrating with their alcohol, and it was people smoking and polluting my personal space. It was awful, except for the ending part was great. And there was women at this club too, so it made it better. Swimming in women with their own condominium, 5x5, dropping millenniums. It says tuning one step down to DGCFAD. And so that's what I did. If you go later, the Quickie Mart usually closes at 11 p.m. So they might, I don't know, Friday or Saturday, do they stay up? They may stay open late, until 12, but the lottery closes at 10 p.m. So I might just skip the old lotto and just get the brew, the brouhaha, the brewskis, the cerveza, and the Count Smokula. I'm not used to this tuning, so forgive me. Ready for that strawberry moon, full moon Friday forever. Let me take you down, 'cause I'm going to strawberry fields. Nothing is real, and nothing to get hung about. Strawberry fields forever. I didn't know it said that nothing to get hung about. I thought it meant, actually, the way I heard it from Ringo Starr on the Magical Mystery Tour record, Strawberry Fields Forever, I thought he was singing I thought he was saying, and nothing to get hum about. I thought it was some English term for like, I thought he meant ho hum, the American English. So I didn't know what the English was, but the American English, what I thought he said was, and nothing to get hum about. Right. Nothing to get ho hum about. Nothing to get what the kids would call this day. Nothing to get mad about. Nothing to get, right? Like, ever met anybody that's just like, life was just, somebody that's just like, oh God, another day. When am I gonna die? Oh fuck. You got characters such as that sometimes, and you're like, wow. You find no joy in any of this. I know there's a lot of like monotonous tasks and things of that nature. I realize that. There's a lot of pain and suffering and living. I understand that. There's a lot of unpleasantness, for sure. Without a doubt. But anyways, yeah. Some people got dropped on their heads when they're little kids and can't really do anything about that. It is what it is. So anyhow, so we'll go on with this. This is the verse. Living is easy with eyes closed. It's misunderstanding all you see. It's getting hard to be someone, but it all works out. It doesn't matter much to me. Is this the running out of beverage for this? Yeah. You just like the whole beer run. Beer run. Beer run. I like beer run too. And also beer run. I like the run and the run. What's so cool about the beer run? No, it's okay. You're going to get beer. It's like how can you be sad about that? You're going to get pizza. But even better is you're going to get beer, like the beer run. That's like the exciting part. Let me take you down, 'cause I'm going to strawberry fields. Nothing is real. Nothing to get about. Strawberry fields. Strawberry love forever. We have trouble with this part, right? Good. No one, I think, is in the tree. I mean, it must be high or low. That is, you never tune in, but it's alright. That is, I think it's not too bad. 931. Hope everybody's having a great strawberry full moon Friday. Let me take you down, 'cause I'm going to strawberry fields. Nothing is real, nothing to get up about. Strawberry fields, strawberry fields. Sometimes think it's me, but you know, when it's a dream, I may not think I know it, yes, but it's all wrong. That is, I think I disagree. They're pretty high when they wrote this, huh? You don't realize it until you're like older. Let me take you down. Let me take you down, 'cause I'm going to strawberry fields. Nothing is real, nothing to give about. Strawberry blue over the fields forever. Strawberry fields, strawberry falling over the fields forever. Strawberry fields forever. Do your guitar out of half-step tuning and back to standard? Well, that sounds like a great idea. Now that you mentioned the burp. Hey. Love you, Mama. Okay.
Sunday and possibly Monday.
Oh yeah, I'll make it. Don't worry.
And then 2 more pictures of teas. Saturday.
Oh yeah.
No, you got to put picture now, so Sunday and Monday.
Yeah, I'll make it. Okay. Ha! Well, I went pretty hard into it this year, so I figured next year when the strawberry moon hits, I'm gonna not do it again. I'll be doing something different, just to switch things up, because switch things up just for the sake of creativity and all that. So let's switch it back to standard and all that stuff. Oh, switch it back to that standard tuning. So we'll get back into it. Yeah, we won't get any lottery tonight. We'll wait till Monday. So we'll do more photographic memory exercises. No, I didn't go to Vegas and try to like clean up in Vegas because they would know what I was. They would know I was a Rain Man and photographic eidetic memory savant, and I would be recording everything. They would know it. I like to work from the shadows, so I don't like people. I mean, I don't like going into a public place and announcing myself at the roulette table. You know what I mean? A big crowd of people. It's not really like that. So a little bit more reclusive. So I like to attack from the shadows. I like to attack from the mind. I like to attack from psychology. So that's my method. That's my mode of attack. That's my mode of play. I mean, that's my preferred play method is in the shadows. So smoke and mirrors. Those are my kind of games. So, it's not like me to show up like James Bond or Dustin Hoffman or Tom Cruise to the gambling table and just start, shaking around with bags of money and stuff like that. It's just not my style. Some people thought, well, why don't you do it? I'm like, well, it's just not my style. I've been to Las Vegas before. It's not like I'm an expert on Las Vegas or Nevada, but I know they don't like people like me. I'm not a card counter, but I can memorize all the patterns. It's pretty easy for folks like me. So I guess people see the movie Rain Man, and then when they figure out you're a Rain Man, they think you're Dustin Hoffman. They think you're the wizard. They think you can just do anything. It doesn't mean you're a superhero. That's what I'm saying. But in Hollywood, they make us into superheroes. And when the struggle is a lot more intense. So patterns are a lot more complex even for savants. So it's not like our minds are just like quantum computers that can break any code. It's not true. Sure, I'm sure the memories are impressive. You could do well in college. You know what I mean? You can make A+ papers and you can pass calculus 2 if you studied. Sure. If you took anatomy and physiology and you studied all the bones and all the body parts in a human being, you would ace that fucking course if you study hard enough because you have a photographic memory. All they want to do is they want to test you to regurgitate what you've already been reading. If you have a photographic memory, you just see it in your head and go da 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 da. It's fucking. I'm not saying it's easy to memorize all the bones and all the body parts of a human being. I'm just saying if you studied long enough, you could do it. It wouldn't be hard after a while if you immersed yourself. If your memory was that fucking great, you could do anything almost. There would be no limit. I mean, except for just biological limit, your lifetime. Your own mortality would be the only limit to what your mind could do. What it could imagine, what it could accomplish, what it could replicate. There would be no limits to that. But you know, still you have to live realistically, and rationally in the real world. And so let's tune this guitar to, we're going to tune it up out of half step, and we're going to tune it to, yeah, I've done drop D tuning and I've done half step, but I'm going to take it back to standard. Most songs are in standard, not all. I find the different tunings to be interesting, but I'm still not really into it. I do find them interesting though. Just just like how you might find another language or culture interesting, I am interested, but not totally immersed yet. And so success in almost any field and any discipline in life is based on immersion. So experience vast amounts of times in that world, and then you can become part. You can learn and grow and become a bigger part of that world. So whether it's space travel or science or artificial intelligence or quantum computers or music, whatever the case may be. Or you've always been shitty at math and you're like, or you didn't like math or something. Well, if you wanted to become good at math, you couldn't do it like the Neo in the Matrix and get the Neuralink chip and upload math from the Matrix and then just become a whiz pro. At least not yet. Anyway, you still have to study and you still have to spend time with it, immerse yourself in that world. But with computer aid and virtual reality and the virtual verse and shit like that, and you have computer tutors and AI professors and stuff like that. I mean, there's really not going to be any excuse for failure in academics or subjects of knowledge. It will just because it will actually, with the amount of tools that are going to exponentially grow in technology or learning, I think that what is a student going to say, in the next 10 years if they don't complete their algebra or their calculus? Are they going to say, my dog ate my homework? They're going to say, oh, they have an Android tutor that helps them go all the way up to quantum physics, and then they're going to be like, oh, well, it's going to come down to who's lazy and who's not. And so that's going to be definitive. So it's not going to be like in the past, you can make excuses. You could say, well, like this math book is like a Chinese, and if you had an old dusty book, you'd say, oh, it's an old dusty book and the teacher sucks. And it's a math major that doesn't give a fuck about me and doesn't cater to my limited math skills. You used to make excuses, right? Everybody used to just make excuses. Well, I failed because, my family was poor and I didn't get enough resources, or I didn't have access to the internet, or, so back in the day, like people would just make excuses like, well, I failed college because, there's like the algebra book was like a Chinese instruction VCR manual. It was awful. It was like a Chinese Venn diagram. It was atrocious. And people could make excuses why they dropped out, why they quit things, right? Now, as technology advances and increases exponentially, it's going to be harder for students in school to tell their parents or tell society, I gave up because it was too hard or I was too poor. There's going to be limited excuses. But back in the old days, back in the Wild Wild West, before computer tutors and AI and advanced exponential, exponential learning technology, computer tutors, videos, training modules. Before that, and it was just all dusty old books printed out, and it was all this. Well, I mean, it kind of had a low interactivity level. So the problem with the old school books is that we had a math book, it had all these examples in it, but you couldn't play around or alter. I mean, I guess if you bought the book, you could write in your book, but still, you can't change it. You can't change the numbers, or the equations, or the variables. And so on a computer, on like a computer screen, you can do all that. And on a tablet or something, you can erase and you can do stuff very easily that you couldn't do it on the old ancient papyrus scrolls, obviously. Now, I'm not anti-old book. Some books are still amazingly valuable, in their physical form. So I do not scoff at the power of a printed, binded book that's made of paper and ink. But it makes amendments and alterations difficult. Yeah, is it good for male students if they have sexy teachers teaching calculus? If they have like 25-year-old blonde girls with green eyes and green and big tits? Not like pornography, but kind of like, not pornography per se, but sort of, a student's trying to learn and they have a video of a beautiful young teacher and it's a green girl with green eyes and gigantic tits and she's not wearing a bra. Doesn't inspire people to learn more STEM subjects. I mean, maybe some guy learns better if it's a woman, with big knockers and with long blonde hair and green eyes and a nice booty. Maybe the guy passes his classes. He aces his engineering classes a lot better. His math and science, STEM, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. Yeah, I know the acronym. That's an easy one, though. Did you fall in love with this half step? Did I fall in love with the half step? I don't know if I'm falling in love with half step too. Falling in love with it? No. I like it though. I don't love it. Well, I do love it. I love all of you. If you Red Hot Chili Peppers. I love all of you. Hurt by the cold, so hot and lonely too. You don't know yourself. That's what my dad looks like. He looks like the lead singer of Red Hot Chili Peppers. He looks like Anthony Kiedis. Well, he used to. He died. But in his original form, he looked like that a lot. Maybe less. I don't know. Did he have a lot of tattoos? Was he tatted? Was my dad tatted? I don't think he was. No, he wasn't a tat dude. He wasn't in the Navy. He wasn't in a gang, He wasn't too tatted. He wasn't a tat daddy. A tat daddy? What the fuck? That's when the buzz kicks in when you start saying tat daddy. That's when you know the liquor's working. All right. Going to the tat dad. That was my song. That wasn't the Beatles. That was not written by the Beat Boys. That was written by me. The Beat Boys. All right, so we get out of this tuning, this half step, we'll go to the standard. Let's go to the standard model of particle physics. Niels Bohr. So we have a ding. Standard model up from half step. That's it. That's your tit. That it? That sounds like it. It sounds like country. It's like wow. It sounds like country music or something. Like wow. You like that? Not really. Let's play with our G string. Did I go too high? You always go too high. Oh yeah. Always. Is that it? Nabisco ding. That's all. Nabisco. Let's go to B string. That's not it. Yeah, that's it. Let's go to right here. Was it too high on that one? You should do Polythene Pam by John Lennon. Abbey Road. Polythene Pam? Is that about a transvestite? Your favorite subject matter for a rock song. Da na 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 na. Dude looks like Mulvaney. Like that. That's a great story. You're a rock star and you're wealthy and you're famous and you're looking for some babes one night. Yeah. You're looking for some honey. You're looking for some baby cakes, some strawberries, some good stuff. You're looking for some sweet stuff, right? And then all of a sudden you're cruising by the bar by the shore. And then there's this big crowd of people and they see this. You think you see like a blonde girl in the distance, right? When it turns around, it's like the lead singer of Motley Crue. And it's a dude. It's like, dude looks like a lady. You like that? And have you ever like seen a guy with long hair in the distance? And you're not gay, but it's like you think it's a hot chick, and you have like a Steven Tyler moment from Aerosmith, and you're like, oh wow, that might be a hot girl. And then you go closer and it's a dude. Dude looks like a lady. You ever had this happen to you? It's happened to me like a few times. Like in a big crowd of people, you know. You're like a single guy and you're kind of scoping the night. You're kind of scoping the clubs and so on. You're kind of looking for some punjang. You're looking for some pujaja. You're looking for some good. you're looking for some quality honey drip. And all of a sudden, it's like, it's a dude, he has a mustache, and he turns around. You're like, fuck. You're like, dude looks like a lady. You know what I'm talking about. It's happened to you. Be honest with me. Be honest with me. So at one point, you're horrified, but on the second point, after you recoil, you're like, hey, that's cool. That guy's being rebellious, growing his hair long. But on the other hand, you're like, fuck. I thought it was a girl. Yeah, that's kind of the problem. So it's like sort of a mixed feeling, that particular feeling. Dude looks like a... Do I tune that one up a little bit, Don? Yeah, that's part of the problem. There we go. Did you fix it? All right, yeah, I think we fixed it with that D string. I think your D string was fun. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. No, that was, you gotta play the actual music so it fits it. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Okay, that's better. It actually fits the note. Sing. We're about to hit the ROAD, Dad. The ROAD, Dads. Yeah, I think Black Sheep was a missed opportunity. I guess. Is Rob Lowe a good actor? Actually, when he plays the party boy in St. Elmo's Fire, I thought that was a good performance. Him playing a loser and a fuck up and a pussy hound. I like that when he's like when he's like, I don't know if I like St. Elmo's Fire because Demi Moore wants to do cocaine and commit suicide, and that's very sad. But I like Rob Lowe's character. I like how he like kind of grows up and takes responsibility for his unwed child, and I like his whole story arc. I like his performance in that movie. Yeah, I think it's a pretty cool. It's a pretty interesting character. That character in that movie, St. Elmo's Fire. But after that, after he's caught in bed with the 14-year-old, his career goes to shit after that. And or they have the Rob Lowe sex tape. Is the girl 16 or? Was that a setup, bro? You think it was a setup? You think they got a 16-year-old girl, they hired one that was really sexy and got the tape and set him up? Or do you think he was soliciting 15, 16-year-old girls? You think he's a pedophile? Think he's a predator? I don't know. He was a big star, so they had trapped him pretty good. His weakness is crypto, is poontang type or something. They knew what his number was, right? They knew that he was susceptible to the tang. So is it pervish? It's pretty pervish. It's kind of pedo perv what he did, yeah. But I don't know if they set him up though. So sometimes they send in hookers that look 18 but they're really 14. I don't know if they try to set up these big stars, So so to get steamy sex tapes, right? To get sensational tabloids, you have to catch a star doing something sensational. So there's got to be people like following these famous people, right? And paparazzi. There's got to be people trying to set this shit up too. There's got to be somebody who knows that Philip Seymour Hoffman has a drug problem. There's got to be some guy who knows that's paid by tabloids that like gets in the extra bag of heroin or something. There's got to be, there's got to be somebody who knows that Ben Affleck has a drinking problem. There has to be somebody who wants tabloid of him fucked up and they send him an extra bottle of Jack Daniels and they tempt him. There's gotta be. I'm not saying these people don't make adult decisions on their own volition, but I'm saying if the tabloids and the media could get a steamy sex tape, a steamy story, then what they would do it, right? They would set it up. Is there such a thing as being set up? Of course there is. Of course there is. Some people or a media organization could set people up. Now, I'm not defending Rob Lowe, but it's like, why would a guy who's really handsome and he could get girls over 18 with a 14-year-old or 16-year-old in bed or something, and he's like 27 or 28 or something. Anyways, it's just really suspicious, guys. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying these guys are innocent. Okay, I'm not saying they weren't actively pursuing 15-year-old girls. All right, but it does seem pretty suspicious that a handsome dude would, like a handsome Hollywood brat pack, St. Elmo's Fire fucking dude would get caught in a situation like that. Like, but I don't fucking know him. I don't, that sort of thing. I don't fucking know that dude. So, but after that, Rob Lowe just played the dick in the movies. Kind of had a career resurgence in Wayne's World, and he just plays like a douchebag in every movie from every point on. He never plays any sympathetic character ever again. His career, he's just typecast as the bad guy, right, for the rest of his life after the sex tape bombshell of Rob Lowe. It destroyed his career pretty bad. Whether it was a 15-year-old prostitute, whether it was set up, whether, you know what I mean, whatever, it still destroyed his career. No, I mean, or whether he's a perv predator going around looking for underage women, So in any scenario, it still destroyed his career forever. I mean, it got out. Oh, it's that one that's wrong, huh? Wait, that one's not right, is it? Nope. Yeah, there we go. That sounds better. proper tune right now. Yeah. The tune of the tune. Let's go hit that road. Let's go to the Slurpee Mart or whatever. Get some brew. Go on the much advertised beer run. We're gonna go on the much hyped beer run finally. This is what I had an idea for Texas. I was gonna go down one of the rivers in Texas on a tube, like the Guadalupe or something. So I'm going to YouTube live stream on my tube, on my inner tube. So I'll be tubing on YouTube. And I think when I combine the tubings together, the people will be like, he is live streaming tubing on YouTube. They'll think, that's fucking genius. They'll think, that guy finally solved it. He solved the equation. He did it. He did it for us. Not just fellow Texans, but for Americans. I did it for all the people out there in the whole entire earth, 8 billion out there struggling, struggling to figure it out. And then when they see me tubing on YouTube, it's like, he's got it. He finally understands. I say, yeah. Here's to y'all for making this possible. Tubing on YouTube, down the Guadalupe, down all the Texas rivers. And I have a beer in my hand. I'll show you how it's done. I'm gonna get a badass inner tube. We're gonna go fucking tube it up, and then we're gonna make it to the end of the river. We're gonna go on a river fucking adventure, bro. We're gonna go on an epic motherfucking tube time. So I can understand if you guys aren't ready for it. It's pretty epic, but it's all right. It's all right. You guys aren't used to the frontiers of Texas. I dig that, but sometimes